Okay.
We good?
Yes. So
Okay.
Angie's going to be our speaker tonight.
Big deal, I guess. Okay. I know most of you, we've been on calls before, but let's just go around and do that. Say our name, how long we've been a coach, and then what is our favorite summer activity. I was thinking about this as I was driving today, and why.
Do you want to call on people, or do you want me to call on people?
Brianna, you can dictate.
I can dictate. Okay. Hi, I'm Brianna. I already forgot. I have been a coach for a year and a month, and my favorite summer activity is bonfires. I love bonfires. Amber, you're first in my screen.
Okay. Hi, I'm Amber. I've been a coach since December, so about 6-ish months. And I would have to say bonfires are my favorite summer activity too.
Angie.
All right. Well, I'm Angie. I've been coaching since July, so it's coming up to a year. I don't know. I'm not going to do math. And my favorite summer activity, I like bonfires, but I was thinking about this. I really like rollerblading. Love it so much. So, yeah.
Jess H.
I should probably unmute myself. That would help. I just started coaching like a couple weeks ago. I'm excited about it, but my favorite summer activity, newfound in the last couple of years, is kayaking.
Ooh.
I have yet to figure out how to like handle the fishing pole in the kayak, but once I can, like, it's gonna be a whole new thing.
Val.
Hello. I have been coaching for, I think, like a year and a half. I forgot exactly when. But anyway, my favorite summer activity, I also like bonfires. I just love summer. Probably kayaking. Anything outside, yeah.
Being with your cows.
Being with the cows.
Jess. Other Jess.
Let's see. I think I've been coaching for, I think, the same amount of time as Val, like a year and a half. Also, please don't mind my crazy hair. It's air drying. Let's see. Favorite summer activity. I'm gonna go with bonfires, kayaking, and side-by-side rides. Those are probably my favorite.
And Rachel, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just calling on bales, so like tractor can't really do anything. But yeah, my favorite summer activity is probably riding horse, and I've been coaching for like a year and like a week or something like that. So
Love it. Cool. Awesome. Okay, I am going to try and attempt to share my screen and see if it works, and then we can hop into what we're talking about. Okay, can you guys see this? Maybe it helps if we go to the beginning.
Yes.
What is happening? There. Okay. All right. So tonight we're going to focus on mission statements, vision statements, and core values. But before we get into that, this is going to be our agenda announcements. Then we're going to talk about my story, because I don't know how many of you guys know me. How did I get to coaching? All of that. So I'm going to give you a small gist of that. Then we're going to talk about mission statements, vision statements, core values, and then we're going to have some work time, but we're actually going to have work time after we talk about each thing. I just chose not to fix that. It's fine. So Brianna, do we have announcements?
Yeah, so our main announcements are that our team is doing like a bar blend big challenge group. So if you want to be added to that, make sure you let me know. And even if you're not doing like Jess H, I know you're doing Morning Meltdown right now. Rachel, I don't know if you're hopping off. I know you talked about on your stories pausing Morning Meltdown to do bar or whatever, but anyone's welcome to add people to that. The other new thing that you've probably been getting emails about is BOD groups. And so I set up the first like BOD group essentially, because it came out today. But if you're trying to get on BOD groups, there are 1,001 glitches right now, and they're still trying to work out all the kinks. So just know some things I think are going to be a little frustrating for a little while on BOD groups until they kind of get it figured out. But I know like I'm not really able to schedule posts yet, or I'm not even able to really like look at my feed yet. So it'll be interesting. But that's the big ones. I don't know. I think that's all I can think of for announcements. Can anyone think of anything else interesting? I think that's the big one, BOD groups. So even if you want to be in it to see what a BOD group is and how it works, it's essentially run similarly to Facebook, but it's going to be on the Beachbody On Demand app. I saw that Rachel was able to get like groups pop up on her Beachbody On Demand app. They still don't pop up on mine, so maybe mine just won't update yet. Maybe it'll take a little while for it to get to my phone, but I know like Rachel's is updated. So that's the big thing with announcements.
Okay.
Well, I just have something to add.
Yeah.
I physically had to go in and update the app, and then it came up. It wasn't just like an automatic update.
Oh, so you have to like go and type in Beachbody On Demand app?
Yeah.
I did that too, but then I went back into my app and it still didn't show the BOD groups on the bottom for me, but yeah. So I'm sure they're just still working it out and everything.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Good to know. Okay, Rachel said she manually updated hers too, so I'll have to figure that out and maybe just download the app and or like boot it off and re-download it or something.
Okay. I'm gonna hopefully keep this short too because I have another meeting at 8:30 because this is my life, but we should be able to get through all of it. I'm not too worried. So we'll just keep rolling here. Okay, so my story. I am from Napoleon, North Dakota. If you know where Bismarck is in North Dakota, I'm about an hour and a half southeast of there. Grew up there. I have 3 brothers on a diversified livestock farm. And I'm student teaching right now. My last week is this week. I actually went to college for 5 years because I interned with the National FFA organization in 2018. And I will be starting to be an egg teacher in July 1st in Edgeley, North Dakota. So I'm super excited with that because it'll be me and another ag teacher. So how did I come about with this it's kind of a long story. When I moved down to Indianapolis for my internship, I actually was working out, not with Beachbody, but with just going to the gym in the hotel and just figuring it out on my own. Well, then I decided it would be cool to get mono, but got mono, and I was just dealing with a lot of anxiety while I was down there. I didn't know a ton of people other than my coworkers. And it really just got the best of me. I lost 10 unhealthy pounds. It was not good at all. I was very weak. I could barely walk up the stairs, all of this stuff. And it was just really hard for me. And then I saw Brianna. Brianna is married to my cousin. And I was seeing her working out and all this stuff. And I was getting over my mono. And the thing was, because I had lost so much pounds, I was oh, so I can eat whatever. So I started eating a lot too, which was not good. It was oh, it's fine because I lost 10 pounds. So what I wanted more in life was I wanted more strength and energy and being more productive. I like to think of myself as a productive person. I like to get things done, but also have a purpose with it. And I was watching Brianna, and then I don't remember if she reached out to me or if I reached out to her. I don't know. And I was yes, let's try it. And I hopped on Beachbody, and I've honestly, I did it this fall, but it really took a while to really get into it some more. But it's been the best year of my life in terms of college productivity, and my drive to accomplish things. Honestly, I was getting up at 4:30 every morning, which was fine by me. I'm very much a morning person, and that is when I would whip out all of my lesson plans, and I could function so well. And I was I did so well in school this past my fall semester, and I was where has this been my whole entire year of college, all of my years of college? This is so stupid to figure out the last year. So I was a lot more productive in that aspect, and just being more intentional with everyone else in my life, whether it was my friends, my Isaac, my boyfriend, other people. It was a lot more intentionality. So I don't know, Beachbody has, it's not just even the fitness thing, because I haven't, like, it's, for me, it's a whole combination of things. It's my faith, it's being able to be a better person, share it with others, and also like feeling better about my body. So that's a little bit about me, and here I am now, and I'm super excited because, like I said, I'm all about productivity and like, what are your priorities? I always ask people this. I'm like, well, what are your priorities? So I don't know if you guys have heard of this book, The Joy of Missing Out. It's amazing. And when I first got this book, it was the one we did in the book swap. I thought it was going to be like FOMO, like, oh, like you're a person who, you know, hates not being with people. But here it was not that. It was talking about being productive and like planning and what are your priorities and all that stuff. So it really hit me when it talked about mission statements, vision statements, and core values for a number of reasons. One, because I'm about that. Then I think of the FFA mission statement, which is probably kind of weird, but I just think of it. And then I asked Brie, and I was like, hey, have we ever done this before? Like, I think this would be very good for like our coaching business and like just in general. And she's like, no, do you want to do that? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess. So she put me up to the challenge, and like, I don't mind presenting, but I know I'm super red right now. It's fine. It's just how I get. So we're going to talk about mission statements. So when we think of mission statements, it answers the question, what do I do? And you can think about this like in terms of Beachbody, or even like what you do in your job, your free time, things like that, okay? So what do you do? Your mission statements, you want clear and concise. If you're having a bunch of mumble jumble, things like that, that's when it's like your mission gets kind of cluttered and it doesn't make sense to you or even to others. They're like, you do what? So that's another thing to keep in mind. And here are some examples. I think examples are super helpful. So Nike, for example, is to bring hold on. Wow. Hold on. I need to move you guys. You guys are distracting. Okay. So Nike is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Then Beachbodies, right, is help people achieve their goals and enjoy a healthy, fulfilling life. Okay. So you can see like it's not super long, not super lengthy, just clear and concise and to the point of what they do. Dynamic Catholic, their mission statement is to re-energize the Catholic Church in America by developing world-class resources that inspire people to rediscover the genius of Catholicism. This one's a little bit lengthier, but it still is clear and concise of what they want to do. So those are just a few examples. I feel like that might help you guys. Another question to ask yourself. So what do I do and why do I do this? So what do I do? I'm going to teach egg. Why do I do that? I have a passion for agriculture and educating youth. That's very vague and not good, but it's fine. So your mission statement isn't about your job itself. It's about what your job does and why you do it. And then to keep in mind, like I said earlier, a personal versus business mission statement is going to look different. So I don't have an example. And honestly, I was working on my mission statement earlier this week, and it was like, whoa, I actually need to think about this deeper. This might be something that happens overnight, but maybe not. I don't know. So just know, like, I feel like there is a difference between mission and vision, or personal and business statements. So I'm going to give you guys, we're going to do some work time now. Just so you guys, there, this is much easier. Okay, so what we're going to do is called an ABC brain dump. So if you do not have a piece of paper or something, maybe you want to use your phone, I don't care. List all the letters of the alphabet on a sheet of paper A through Z. Once you do that, I need to be able to see all of y'all. So there's 26 letters, in case you forgot. Okay. If you guys have those down, if you're still writing the letters, that's fine. I'm going to set my timer, and we'll probably do 1.5 to 2 minutes if I can pull my timer up. And think, why do I do what I do? What am I passionate about? And what makes me great? And what do I enjoy? I believe those should be all the ones. Okay. Hold on. So you guys can jot some things. Start now. Okay, that is 2 minutes. Pause. Good grief. All right. Then I will have you guys go through the letters. I feel like I messed up when I told you guys this. I was not very clear. I should know better. I'm a teacher, gonna be a teacher, basically a teacher. Anyway, you go through, I don't know if you guys wrote down on the letters. I'm not sure what you did. This was not clear at all. But you can go through the letters or add to them and write down kind of words or phrases that kind of go along with what you think your mission statement is. So maybe I would think that passion might be part of mine, that I would put that under P. Does that make sense? Okay, all right. I'll set it for 5, but I'll see like where everyone's at, if we're all paying attention, and then, or like if we're still writing, and if not, then we can move on. Okay, go ahead and start. Is everyone done? Okay, then I will move on. Okay, so now that you guys have, hopefully, maybe you haven't gotten all 26 letters down, and that's fine as long as you have quite a few. So look for words that pop out or look for themes. So maybe like I was looking at two of mine, like authentic and intentional. I feel like that's probably a theme. So I probably don't need both of those in my mission statement, right? Because they're similar. So, oh, okay. So just kind of do that. We'll take just about a minute or so to kind of do that. You can circle maybe the ones that you see that are similar or your themes, and that might get you a little bit closer to what your mission statement might look like. So we'll take about 2 minutes with that. All right. All right, so hopefully that was helpful, kind of get you rolling with your mission statement, and like it's recorded, so you guys can always go back if you guys want to continue to work on it. But that is some stuff on mission statement. Next are you're talking about vision statements. So when I first heard that, so when I was reading this in the book, I was like, this is literally the same thing as a mission statement. Like I had to go back and read it again, and I was like, oh wait, there is a difference. And it's kind of confusing, so hopefully we understand this. But a vision statement answers the question, where am I going? So we look at mission statement, it's like, what am I doing? Vision is, I mean, it's like looking through whatever binoculars. It's like, where am I going? Like, where are we going with the future? So this is just to put it on the screen here. So it's a different from a mission statement, because the mission statement says where we are today, right? Where are we with our coaching business today, and where do we want to, a vision statement clarifies where we want to be in the future. So maybe like right now, maybe we are a coach with no one under us, or maybe we just have one. Where does our future want us to be? Maybe we want to have 2 coaches under us or something like that, except it looks a little different. So, so it is a description of your future that instills hope. So here are some company examples, and then I have a personal example too, not mine, but Tonya Dalton's, who is the person that wrote the book. So Make-A-Wish, I'm sure we've heard of that, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So their vision statement is that people everywhere will share the power of a wish. And then Dynamic Catholic, their vision statement is to be the innovative leader in the new evangelization, helping Catholics and their parishes become the best version of themselves. Okay, that's what they hope to see in the future, based on what they do. And then a personal example, like I said, that'll be Tonya Dalton. She says, I will help people everywhere living live a fulfilling life, focusing on their priorities while focusing on my own. So you guys kind of see the difference between a vision and a mission statement. Sorry, I also may sound like a teacher, like when I do this, I don't know. Yes, I'm gonna assume yes. I only can see Brianna, so it's okay, she's laughing at me. Okay, so we're gonna work on that again too. We're gonna have some work time just because I know it's a little bit confusing and it's nice since we just talked about it. Brianna's gonna top in here too, because one of the best things with our vision statements is to create a vision board, which I know I'm pretty sure we had a team call on this. I did not make it, but Brianna will be able to talk more about that. But it's a visual representation of the future that you can then use to design a concise and meaningful vision statement. I'll let Brianna talk a little bit more about it, and then we'll go into a little bit more of the work time.
Okay, I'm going to do this so I can see my screen so I know where I'm pointing. And of course, Shane is mowing the lawn and he's mowing like right outside where I sit. So hopefully you don't hear the lawnmower. But here is my vision board. So a couple things with my vision board that I put on there. This is my Beachbody vision board, right? So I put some quotes that motivate me, and this is hanging like I literally work out right there. So while I'm doing my workout and doing all the awful moves that I don't want to do anymore, I look at these like the world needs who you were made to be, refuse to be average, blossoming into a badass woman with more faith than fear. And then I have goals, right? So one of my goals is to be a diamond coach, to pay off all our student loans. And I have a cute like grad pic from us, right in the center, make a difference. Cause that's overall what my major vision, like my overarching vision is, just to leave this world better than when I entered. So right, the goal is I want to help 50 people in 2020. Down here, I have helped build 5 emerald coaches and 1 diamond coach on our team. I have a gal with some money because $10,000, I want to make $10,000 with Beachbody this year. And then why not you up there with the Bahamas? Because this past year, I actually got an invitation to go on the Success Club trip, but I had to make like a super quick decision, Shane and I, because they give you 72 hours to accept it. And Shane and I were like, I don't know if we can make this choice in 72 hours. And so we decided to not go, which is good because it got canceled anyways this year. And so my goal is to get invited to the Success Club trip this year. And Shane says, if we get invited this year, like you can go. And so I just have, those are my goals and my visions, right? Because I think if I'm helping people, if I'm hitting Success Club, if I'm building Emerald coaches and building our coaches, then overall I will be making a difference. And so it's kind of a lot of little visions that are in that overarching vision. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just like printed pictures off, wrote stuff, used stickers, glitter paint. Woo.
Sounds fun. Cool, thank you. So we're gonna take 2 minutes to answer the following questions, just so we can think about like what are visions that we want to have, like what are some things that we would like to see in our future. And this can be like about either like your Beachbody business or even just in your personal life. So how do I want to evolve and grow? How can I make what I'm doing now even better? Oh, and that's it, I guess. So go ahead and take 2 minutes to answer those. Okay, that was 2 minutes. Hopefully we got some good things rolling. So that is vision statements. Okay, and then last thing we're gonna talk about is core values. We probably may be familiar with this, right? Core values, like what is it like? They have some on there: passion, teamwork, what is important to us in our life. So core values answer the question, how will I support the mission and vision statements? So without these, I feel like our mission statements and our vision statements fall apart if we don't have core values, right? We need to know what those are. So core values are a group of words that work in concrete ways to create the essential standards that guide your behavior and shape your decisions, right? One of my values is intentional. Okay, I just think being intentional is super important. That's one of my core values for sure. And you want to create values that are inspirational and concrete, right? If you say, I don't know, I can't think of a boring word. But anyway, I don't know if you get my point. But if you have one that's not inspirational, like people want to see like, oh, motivational or whatever, community, teamwork, like that is going to draw people in, but also it's going to help you yourself. So company examples, Adidas, right? Like they have whatever shoes and other stuff, I think. But their core values are performance, passion, integrity, and diversity. Okay. And then Adobe, which I think is a computer software. I had pulled that from the book. So their core values are genuine, exceptional, innovative, and involved, which makes sense being that it's computer software. Innovative is probably going to be very important. Okay. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what some core values might be. So this is our time then to work on our core values. So let's reflect and collect. So there's 3 steps for this, is reflect and collect. So we can look at a list of values or write a list, and we're going to take 5 to 6 minutes to do this. So if you guys, I don't know if you can go to that website, or if you just know some off the top of your head, that is one of the sites that she recommended, is going there. And I thought it was a good list. They don't have necessarily every single word, but if you want to check that out, and don't worry about choosing too many, just choose what feels right for you. Like if you see sincere, write it down. So we'll take 5 to 6 minutes, probably let's do 5 minutes to just jot some down, and then we'll come back. Go ahead. All right. That has been 5 minutes. So hopefully you guys have found some already. Okay. So that is the first step, right? You might have a lot, you might not. So next is to refine and define. So usually, what Tonya had talked about was having 6 or fewer is a good number, right? Because if we have 20 core values, it's hard to like really focus in on like what are our core values. So she says 6 or few is a good number, and maybe it is just 4. So let's look for ways that we can group the words into categories or themes. Let's just take about 2 minutes to do that based on the ones that we have written down. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. All right, it's been 2 minutes. And then lastly, believing and achieving. So you want to make sure that your core values resonate with your mission and your vision. So we're going to take, because if they don't, everything kind of starts to crumble apart. It's like, well, this doesn't match up with this. This doesn't match up with this. I don't even know what I'm doing. So let's take 1 minute to think about the following. Would I stick to this core value even if it created a disadvantage? And does this fit into my personality? I can tell you patience does not fit into my personality. It would not be there. It would not work. So that could not be a part of my core values, even though I want to be patient. So go ahead and take a minute to answer that. All right, that has been 1 minute, and that is wrapping up core values. So in closing, I just wanted you guys to think about this questions. What would you, like, based on what we talked about tonight, what do you want to incorporate more into your life or your business, like our coaching business or anything else based on tonight's presentation? You don't have to share, you can write it down. If you feel like you want to share, go ahead and do that. I know for me, I want to work on being more intentional with the girls in my group. And that's been something I've kind of been striving for, I would say probably the last week, but just continuing to be more intentional and checking in on not just as like, oh, are you doing your workouts? But like, how are they doing as a person? So.
I know I want to work on, I wrote down empowering because I like, that's one of my things. Maybe it's Keisha Fitzgerald with her Empower Her podcast. But I want to empower my coaches to now duplicate and do what I've been doing, right? Like, I don't want Angie to have to come to me with every question. I want her to be able to find the answer and, create her own challenge group and start to do these things. So I want to empower our team to branch out.
Cool.
I think one of the things for me has like through this, I think it was good just to take some time to rethink, because a lot of these things I already had, like, what I had previously reflected on or written down, but it was just nice to take time to like put some new words and new thought into what that means. And I guess just for me, figuring out how do I share that with others and, sort of give others the space to create something like this for them as a coach too. So yeah, just thinking about how I can use this for posts and helping other people.
Sweet. You guys don't feel like you have to share. It's just optional. What questions do you guys have? Anything? If not, that's okay. If you have questions, go ahead. These are some useful tools. Obviously, this book, it's so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, I love it. It really speaks to me just based on like how I am as a person. And then like that is the website. She has a lot of good stuff. Oh my gosh, she has these super cool planners that you can design. I was telling Brianna about them. You can like design it like personally, like what kind of person are you like, are you a month by month, like day by day, whatever. My planner was like $63. But anyway, you can personalize it, add like tabs, all this stuff. Super cool. Just like check it out, even if it like isn't in your budget right now. Like it's not mine right now, but eventually, hopefully this summer or something. And then the Productivity Paradox podcast by Tonya Dalton. I haven't listened to it, but I want to, just based on like just based on her book. I'm like, I need to go check out her podcast. So once I do, I'll let you know if it's good, or maybe you'll beat me to it. And then the Empower Her by, how do you say her name? Keisha. Anyway, Brianna recommended one of her podcasts, and it was super good. And I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's legit. So anyway, those are just a few useful tools I feel for this topic. So yeah,
Also, this list was really good.
What's that?
Her list of core values was really good. Like one of the better ones I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I posted on our team page and just put an example of post that we did after we went through a training similar to this. So I just put that there because I was thinking of it and didn't want to take time here.
Sweet, thank you. That's awesome. And then I was going to ask, for those of you who, I don't know who has, I'm going to stop. I think that's it, right? Yes. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and make you guys big so I can figure out life. Okay. I did not create a visual, whatever those boards that we were talking about, vision board. Anyway, people who have not created their vision boards, would you guys be interested in doing that? Because I've been talking to Brianna how I think it would be cool if we could like come together one night and like create our own create our own, but everyone on a Zoom call, so we can like exchange ideas and all that. I see 2 nods. Okay. Jess, love it.
So we will probably pick in the coming weeks. Probably won't be like next week. Rachel says yes.
Rachel.
Don't worry.
Awesome. Cool.
And give some heads up. And guys, like it didn't take me much. Like I literally went to the dollar store and bought a piece of foam board and used Sharpies and my printer and stuff. Some people use magazines and cut them up. But I will schedule that out a little ways so that you have a heads up.
And I made mine with my Cricut because I just got it for Christmas. So I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. So I got to be a little more crafty that way.
That's so cool. Awesome. Well, that's all I
actually
had.
started one, but yeah, I never finished it, so it's like sitting there, like waiting. So
Perfect. Okay, I'm going